All right, today we're going to dive into a system that's designed to completely change how you think about your digital life. It all comes down to one single physical key that promises to put you back in the driver's seat, giving you total control over everything from your phone to your privacy and even your money.
Okay, let's start with something that I think we can all relate to, that little pit in your stomach feeling. Imagine you lose your phone. What happens in that instant? The mad dash to reset passwords, the panic that someone could get into your photos, your messages, your bank apps. That feeling, that total vulnerability, that's exactly where we're starting this whole conversation.
And, the reason we feel that fear is because of a simple, kind of uncomfortable truth. Your digital life isn't really yours. We're all living inside a system that has some deep, hidden problems that we've all just sort of accepted as the price of admission to the digital world.
So let's break down why the system feels so broken. First off, passwords. What a mess, right? They're constantly being phished, leaked in huge data breaches, and we all know we reuse them way too much. Then you've got the fact that your identity isn't even yours. It's just an entry in a company's database that they can delete whenever they want. And then there's the network itself. It's so centralized that if one server farm goes down, huge services just vanish. And finally, money. It's not really ours either. Accounts get frozen and inflation is constantly eating away at our savings.
Okay, so if the current system is so broken, what's the alternative? Is there one? Well, the whole idea we're digging into today is built around a really powerful breakthrough in how we handle our digital identity.
And really, the entire philosophy just boils down to this one simple idea. It's not about adding more apps, more passwords, more complexity. It's all about stripping away the chaos and getting back to something simple. You hold the one key that proves your one identity, and that gives you total control.
Okay, so the magic word here is sovereign identity. What does that even mean? Well, this isn't your email address or a username. It's a real physical thing, kind of like the contactless card you tap to pay for things. It's a physical proof that you are you. And here's the absolute game changer. Your identity data, it never ever lives on some company's server where it can be hacked, sold, or deleted. It stays with you, physically. So, how do you actually use this thing? How does it keep you safe? Well, it's got 3 layers. First, the simple part. You just tap the physical card. Second, you enter your own private code. And then there's the third layer, and this is where it gets really, really cool. Something called a conscious autograph. Think of it like a very specific, complex gesture you have to make. The idea is, if someone's forcing you to do it, you'll be too stressed to get it right. It's built-in protection against coercion.
So once you've got this foundation, this rock-solid, secure identity that only you control, suddenly a whole new world opens up. This one key isn't just about logging in, it's about changing the rules for how we do almost everything online.
So let's just look at basic access, logging into stuff. The old way, the way we live now, it's all about passwords that get leaked, and our identity lives on servers that some company can just turn off. The new way, you use your physical identity, and it uses something called a zero-knowledge architecture, which is just a fancy way of saying it can prove it's you without ever seeing your private info, which means your identity can't be taken away, period. All right, now let's think about your actual devices, like your phone. You lose your phone today, and it's a total panic, right? You're racing through those clunky recovery systems, just hoping nobody gets in first. With this system, you just grab your card, get a new device, and instantly restore everything. It's that simple. No one gets in without your physical key. And privacy, this is a huge one. Right now, we're totally dependent on big telecom companies that track everything we do. This proposes a whole new, independent way to communicate. It's private, it's anonymous, and it can even work without the internet by using something called mesh networking, where devices talk directly to each other. And last but not least, let's talk about money. The current system is all about inflation and speculation. The alternative being proposed here is something called a true value currency, where every single unit is actually backed by real, tangible assets. This means its value isn't just made up by markets. And more importantly, you, and only you, are in control of your funds. Okay, I know. A whole new kind of money based on true value? That sounds pretty far out there, right? But what if you could actually start to see the world through that lens? Like, right now? Well, that's exactly what the Fair Price Oracle is designed to do. It's your first step. So, here's a thought experiment for you. What if every time you looked at a price tag, you saw 2 numbers, the price they're asking and what it's actually worth? What if you could see the hidden costs, the human value, or maybe even the exploitation that's baked into that number?
And this is a really shocking but powerful example of what that looks like. The Fear Price Oracle calculates that a vial of insulin that costs $300 in the US has a fair value of just $28. I mean, that is a staggering 970% markup. The tool just lays that hidden exploitation bare for everyone to see.
And it's not just for something as critical as medicine. Let's take something most of us have looked at buying, like a MacBook Pro. The Oracle shows that its market price is nearly 80% higher than its fair value. It just helps you see exactly how much you're paying for the logo and the marketing, not just the hardware.
But here's what's really cool. It's not just about pointing out what's overpriced. It also finds genuine deals. The Fairphone 5, for example, is actually priced 40% below its calculated fair value. So the tool isn't just a downer, right? It actually helps you find and reward companies that are offering real, honest value.
And here's the best part about this piece of the puzzle. You can go and try this thing right now. It's free, it's live on the web, and you don't even have to log in or create an account. It's basically an open invitation to just start looking at the world a little bit differently.
Okay, so why does any of this matter right now? What's the big rush? Well, it's because the little cracks we've been seeing in our digital foundation for years, they're not little cracks anymore. They're turning into massive sinkholes that threaten the whole foundation.
You can really see it happening in 3 key areas. First, with AI and deepfakes exploding, identity theft is about to go into overdrive. It's becoming trivial to fake who you are. At the same time, control over our digital lives is getting more and more centralized with a handful of giant companies and governments. And as all that's happening, our trust in the big institutions, the banks, the platforms, is just collapsing.
Now, look, it's so easy to hear all of this and think, yeah, okay, that's a nice idea, but it's just a concept. But the key thing to take away is that this isn't just a white paper. It's actually being built right now.
And we're not just talking about code on a screen. There are actual working prototypes you can see today. The ENTIFY Mark I is a real smartphone built on hardware that already exists, but with this sovereign identity system built in. And that mesh network for secure communication, it's being integrated with actual radio hardware. This is real. It's happening now.
And all of this, it brings us right back to where we started. It brings it back to you. Because in the end, the whole philosophy here really just boils down to a simple choice about who gets to hold the keys to your world.
The motto of this whole system is to value life, not money. So beyond all the tech and all the security, it's really a question of principles. As our digital and physical lives become basically the same thing, the question it leaves us with is, what does that choice actually mean for you?